For this role play, I will be the social worker. Dean is the client. The setting is a college counseling session. Um, the presenting problem is that the client is feeling a lack of support in their marriage at home and struggling at school with feelings of isolation and inadequacy. I'm going to be helping the client continue to I'm going to elaborate on what's going on. Although we do want to point out that we are making a slight modification, which I will let Dean explain.
So we have decided to change Alicia's name to Alex, and even though this is not anywhere near the same thing as what she is experiencing, Alex will be going to a school that is primarily females, and he is one of the only males in his program. So I think that's going to be our general idea when we take this session, and it's not. This is a continuation of the first session.
So we were talking a lot earlier about the difficulties you're experiencing at home, and that your partner doesn't feel, or you don't feel that your partner is supportive, and you're coming home tired after working and after school, and instead of being there, see how you're doing, it's demands and just seems like a disconnect between what you're experiencing and what they're expecting. On top of that, school sounds stressful in its own right. You're in a situation where it seems like you feel somewhat isolated. And I know that may be strange considering that you're a white male, but if people are constantly looking to you for that perspective, it would be normal to feel put on the spot, and you know, that sounds challenging. And then on top of all of that, you're struggling with your courses. You know you need support, which is awesome to recognize that, but you're not exactly sure how to go about getting it. And you feel that, correct me if I'm wrong, that asking for help from your professors will almost be used against you, which is an awful, situation to be at school where you need help and you need support, and it's good to know that.
I guess I can elaborate on that a little bit, but school is one thing. I feel like I can. I feel like I could do it if I didn't have problems elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it kind of all builds on top of each other.
Mm-hmm. And it's overwhelming.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm just angry. I'm like angry, but I feel like I'm angry because it's easier to be angry than sad and upset and depressed.
Can you tell me a little bit more about what's making you feel angry, sad, depressed?
It's at home. That's the biggest part. I feel like I'm supposed to have a support system at home. I'm supposed to have people who care about me and want me to succeed and stuff, but she doesn't. And it's frustrating. And it's just, I married her. It's. So I want to. Something's got to change. It's got to change. I have to. We either got to work everything out, or we gotta end it. But then, if we working things out is going to take a lot of energy, and then I have to go to school and I have to work. So how am I supposed to devote any time to that when I can't even come home and cook dinner like she wants?
Yeah.
It's like I have to. It's got to get worse before it gets better, and I don't know if I'm able to handle it getting worse, because if I try to work it out, great. If I don't, then I have to go through a separation and then a divorce and then all that crap, and I don't want to do it. Like it's just going to be so much, and then I just want to be happy. I just want to be able to do it, but I don't know where to start, what to do.
Yeah, no, it sounds like you have just a ton on your plate, and like we were talking about school a second ago. And that's hard enough on its own. I went to school and didn't have the stuff you're dealing with, and had a ton of my own issues just trying to get through school. So adding in the stuff you're dealing with is going to complicate things and increase how challenging they are. And it's understandable that you feel. So you mentioned angry and depressed and sad. but it sounds to me almost like you feel helpless, like you're stuck in a situation, and you know it needs to get better, but you don't know how that will happen.
Mhm.
And that's really hard. That really is an extremely hard situation for anyone to be in. I give you a lot of credit for recognizing all these different things going on, and right now, just so you know, being able to talk about it one-on-one with someone, you're articulate, you're introspective, and those are skills that, whether you see it now or not, are going to be super helpful, both in terms of your home life and your school life. So I know you said you don't know where to start, and that makes sense. I don't know where you should start either. But is there any way you can see the situation improving even a little bit? And if there is, what does that look like?
I mean, that would be great, wouldn't it? That'd be
Yeah.
awesome if it would just. I wish it was that easy. I wish, just doing it. I think feeling helpless is really how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest part. I'm sorry. Can you repeat your question? I'm just a little flustered.
No, absolutely, it's understandable. I was just kind of saying, there's not necessarily a magic solution here. I think you understand that, and everything you're dealing with is so overwhelming that it almost sounds like there's so much going on that there's no place to start. So, is there an area that you think we can kind of focus on to relieve some of the stress, some of this pressure you're feeling, so that you're able to handle, all of these difficult situations with, lighten that load a little bit?
Well, it's tough because I, going to the gym, and going to the gym was such a good outlet for me. When I was ever stressed out, I felt better about myself. I felt like I could do it all, but I don't even feel like I have time to do that. So I wanna have outlets to make myself feel better, but where do I have time? There's 7 days in a week.
Mm-hmm.
I work 5 of them. I go to school 4 of them. I can't. Then would I not go home? And I guess maybe that's my answer. Maybe it's to leave, because if I leave, that frees up so much more time. But then that I have to actually leave, and that's just
Scary.
yeah. It's fucking sorry. It's terrifying.
You're fine. So something that seems to be kind of a common thread across all these things you're dealing with is a lack of support. And I don't know whether leaving your marriage is the right decision or not. We can explore that, more as we continue to develop this relationship. But I do think something that's going to be important, whether you're in the marriage or not in the marriage, is that you do have other networks of support or people you can rely on. So obviously things at home you've expressed are difficult. School's difficult. Job seems stressful. Do you have anyone else that you can kind of fall back on and use as a support system? Because no one can handle what you're handling alone. And I know you're not completely alone, but it feels to me like you feel in some ways like you are.
I guess I have my family. I'm really close to my family, but I moved out here for school before, and I don't get to see them as much, and that's really tough too.
Yeah.
I don't. I just hanging out with my brother helps me, and we talk about stuff, and it makes me. I feel a little better and just at home.
Mm-hmm.
But this was a cheaper school. I had to go here. I couldn't afford to go anywhere else. So I was stuck there, and now I feel stuck here.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't afford it, so then I'm stuck somewhere else. It's just an impossible situation. It feels impossible. I know there's things I can do, but it feels impossible.
I get that.
But I don't want to say I'm looking forward to starting, but I know I need to. I need to start making some changes. It does help to actually say it and talk it out, because I've been just bottling it out, and it's just made me so angry, and I'm just tired of being angry.
Yeah, no, it's not a feeling that you want to be living with day in, day out. So I completely get that. Again, I commend you a lot for how open you are, and you know, I don't want to tell you that, like, again, there's an easy fix here, but the fact that you're willing to put in the hard work shows me that you know, things will get better, and hopefully, you know, can help you along the way a little bit. But you definitely have the tools yourself to improve your situation, whatever that looks like. And hopefully we can continue talking about this down the road.
Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
You know, I'm not used to talking about it. It's been so long, so thank you for that.
Absolutely. That's what I'm here for. All right. So same time next week.
All right.